Yo, real talk, y'all. Like a month ago, I was like, Bill Burr needs to drop a new fucking comedy special, and then goddamn it, he just fucking drops one out of nowhere like it's a motherfucking RKO. What's going on, everybody? It's the Granddad of Granddad Woolly, and you are here again for another edition of Woolly Reviews Film Data Comedy Edition Netflix Pick. We got a comedy special review today. I know it's been like a hot minute since we done one of these motherfuckers, but we're gonna talk about the brand new comedy special from one of my favorite comedians who's been out of the game for a minute. Not really not out of the game, just out of the comedy stand-up game for a minute. We ain't seen this special in about 2 years, so I'm glad that this motherfucker's back. He dropped his new shit. I better be laughing my goddamn ass off because the last one was cool. I mean, it wasn't amazing, but I was like, yo, I still got love for you. I still got love for you. Talking about the new comedy special from Bill Burr entitled Walk Your Way Out. Now, for those who don't know, Bill Burr is one of my favorite comedians. He is very dope. He's been in the game for a long time. Not only is he a very popular stand-up comedian, he's also broke into TV. He was on shows like Breaking Bad. He's even got his own show on Netflix called F is for Family, which is an animated show that's really funny. He's done some movie stuff. He's also been on Conan and the late night talk shows all the time. And he's got his own podcast. And he does a whole bunch of fucking shit. But deep down in the core, Bill Burr is a perfectly great stand-up comedian. And that's what I really like him the most in that element, in that form. And this is the official follow-up to his 2014 special, I'm Sorry You Feel That Way, which I did review, and overall I did enjoy it. I had a few gripes about it, but overall it wasn't terrible, but it wasn't also my favorite Bill Burr special. I think You People Are All the Same is still my favorite special out of all the Bill Burr specials so far. But I'm always looking forward to new Bill Burr stand-up, so I'm really looking forward to seeing what this motherfucker's all about. So now let's see if Walk Your Way Out is a stand-up special that I've been waiting for so long to get some good Bill Burr in my life, or if I should just walk my way out of the room or the theater or wherever I'm fucking watching this shit because it's fucking whack. Let's talk about it. Now, for those who aren't familiar with Bill Burr and his style of comedy, he has a real hard, edgy, just sort of in-your-face type of pull-no-punches comedy. Very abrasive type of style of comedian. He really just kind of sort of just like pushes the envelope and kind of makes you feel uncomfortable with certain things he talks about. He really holds back nothing when he does his comedy, which I really like. I like those type of comedians. He's sort of in the vein of like Louis C.K., who really just goes all in and all out and really does not care what people think or feel. He gives his own opinion and he sticks by it, which is really fucking dope. And on Walk Your Way Out, he's still carrying that same type of vibe and approach, but I do feel he's sort of peeled back a little bit on it, and he's not going as hard-nosed as he's done on his earlier specials like Let It Go or You People Are All the Same. I feel like on this one, he's a little bit more empathetic. I guess it's because he's getting older in age, and now he's married, he's got a kid, so it's sort of like he's sort of more of a mature version of Bill Burr, but he still gives us that same type of hard-hitting, uncomfortable, very funny though, type of comedy that we know from him. It's just sort of like in a different form, in a more mature form, if I have to say so. He covers a wide variety of topics within the 1 hour special, from his thoughts on overweight people to how he feels about how McDonald's has got all-day breakfast and they're making salads and shit when they are originally just a fucking fast food restaurant, and how he feels about that shit. He also touches on things like the election and how he feels about Trump and the whole building the wall, so some very socially relevant things that's going on right now. He also talks about things like how Adolf Hitler is pretty much the Michael Jordan of evil, and how he goes into like a sports analogy of it, which is really fucking funny. He even does this whole bit with a gorilla that learns sign language, and then he sort of like kind of figures out that it probably wasn't the best idea to do that shit. So he goes through a whole bunch of random and just off the wall type of subjects and topics, but they also come off really funny for the most part. Now, there are some parts on here that I didn't really find myself laughing too much. I found myself entertained and amused by the majority of his material, but I wasn't like dying and laughing the entire time, especially like his earlier specials where I was like cracking up like crazy. On here, I got a few laughs out of some parts. Like, I really enjoyed like his analogy with the whole Hitler thing. That was pretty funny. The gorilla thing was funny. Some parts of the McDonald's thing was funny, but then some weren't. So it really just depends. Like, and I just feel like Bill Burr, like I said, he's really sort of just scaled back and peeled back on just how hard he's going in. He's still going in pretty hard, y'all, pause on that, but he still, it just seems like he's really has become a little bit more empathetic and a little bit more mature to just certain topics and situations that he talks about that he's been from his previous specials. But you still get that same Bill Burr, which is really cool. It's just, like I said, he seems more mature now. So I can respect that, I can understand that, I can see that, obviously, but it just sort of comes off a little bit differently than his other specials, which is one thing that most people who watches this stuff may or may not pick pick up on. But like I said, for the most part, I did enjoy this special. I don't think there was anything seriously like wrong or a flaw with it. I think it was good timing. His jokes were pretty much well told out and well done. It's just some things that didn't hit as hard as I wish they were. And I guess with my expectations, I got very high expectations for Bill Burr comedy specials because I really like Bill Burr. He's one of my favorite comedians, and I always hope for the best and hope for some really funny stuff. And on here, I just didn't get 100% funny. I say I got about 80% funny, 10% kind of funny, and then the other 10% was like, man, all right, it was okay. But for the most part, it was an enjoyable, entertaining, and just really well put together special, and it's good to see him back in this form, and I'm looking forward to what he's doing next. He really doesn't miss. He doesn't always knock it out of the park, but he always gives a good showing when it comes to a comedy special, and Walk Your Way Out is just another solid showing, just like I'm Sorry You Feel That Way. It's sort of in that same vein, but I feel this one's a little bit better to me personally than I'm Sorry You Feel That Way. But overall, Bill Burr comes through with another solid offering, so definitely check that shit out. So my final verdict, I'm not saying that Bill Burr Walk Your Way Out is a very well put together, solid comedy special that has a few jokes that don't hit as hard, and you kind of see a little bit of a different Bill Burr. All I'm saying is that jokes are funny on here, but not all of them, and I didn't find myself cracking up, dying, side-splitting, laughing, but at the same time, I was still entertained, and I really liked the material he brought on here. Also, even though I felt like it kind of came off to a slow start, it did pick up in the momentum and the way that he just translated his jokes and his stories and everything like that. Came off really well. A lot of good bits in here. Like I said, the Hitler bit was pretty good in here. The gorilla bit was really funny. Some parts of the McDonald's bit were really funny. So there was a lot of parts in here that really were shining moments on here. Just not the entire 1 hour special was like 100% on fire. That's the only thing that really sets it back to me. So all I gotta say is that for me, Bill Burr, Walk Your Way Out is not Granddad approved, but I will give it a very highly Granddad recommended. So go check it out right now. The shit's out on Netflix. You know you can binge watch that shit. And after that, go check out his TV show F is for Family. I think he got renewed for a second season. So watch the first season. That's a really funny show. I really enjoy that show. I can't wait for the second season. So get some Bill Burr in your life. There's a lot of Bill Burr shit on Netflix. Watch this special. Watch his other specials. Watch all his other stuff because he is one of my favorite comedians. It's good to see him drop some new stuff. And I think you should check this out if you are a Bill Burr fan. You will enjoy it. There are going to be some really funny parts in here. If you've never heard of Bill Burr, but you like that hard-hitting, hard-nosed, edgy comedy, then I think he'll be right up your alley, something that you really enjoy, so check that shit out. But I got nothing more to say. Bill Burr, Walk Your Way Out is very highly Granddad recommended, so go check out the shit right now. Flip it. Alright y'all, that's going to do it for today's video. Make sure you give me a thumbs up and drop a comment. Tell me what you think of Bill Burr, Walk Your Way Out if you've seen it. If you haven't seen it, I definitely think you should check it out, especially if you are a Bill Burr fan. A lot of good moments on here. Not 100% amazing to me, but I really did enjoy this special overall. I still got to say, you people are all the same. It's still that top level, top tier, grade A Bill Burr special that just can't be fucked with. But this one is pretty good. I enjoyed it, so definitely check it out. It's some funny shit. Previous videos on the side as well as my latest single. Check that out. Show us some love. And as always, Twitter, Facebook, SoundCloud, Instagram. Links in the description below. And subscribe. Button on the screen. Button below. Woolly Reviews twice a week at least. And also check out the gaming channel for some dope gaming vids. And then the CDK studies is right around the corner. It's coming back. So make sure you be on the lookout for that shit. And I got nothing more to say. So until next time I take my leave, Granddaughter, Bill Burr, Walk Your Way Out. Pretty good, Bill. I'm glad you're back. Not 100% full-blown hilarious, but goddamn it, you had a nigga laughing, and that's all I can ask for. It's what you do. You did your goddamn job. I'm out of here.